amazing feeling is when we have a lot of experiences that shape us and make us want to grow. And all of you are probably artists and poets, and you have so many talents. And before you await the spotlight, it's so magic because there's so much potential behind that. Used to stand there all alone. Oh, I cannot explain what's going down. I can see you standing next to me. Oh, in and out. There's something else right now. You sigh, look away. I can see you clear as day. Close your eyes, so afraid. Hide behind that baby face. Do 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 do. Funny how it seems like yesterday. Oh, I recall you were looking out of place. Gathered up your jeans and swept away. No time at all. I followed you into the dark. Cigarette, daydreams. We were all once 17, so sweet with a mean streak. Nearly brought me to my knees. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Tap into this moment that we all know, that life is a beautiful show. Never second guess where you're coming from. Just know the answer. Know it like one thing to the next. We love ourselves and we love our neighbors like somebody else. And today's the day when we read our poems and find the light, and we will show them that we love today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that was wonderful. What a way to start this off. I just want to thank a few people. First of all, we want to thank Alan Largent. It's this in 2028. This is going to be 100 years old. This was built 100 years ago. It was Alan was here. He was his first job when he started out. He was back there in the back. This is a special night for us because we're doing this in tribute to Trish the Dish Duggar, our first Poet Laureate of Encinitas. I want to thank two people right now. Is Kevin, Trish's son, is back there. Wave your arms. There he is. There's Kevin. And another very special person in the whole Trish the Dish lineage is our Mayor Tony Kranz back there in the back row hiding out. I asked Tony years ago if we could go ahead and proclaim Trish the Poet Laureate of Encinitas. And before he left office, he did that, and she is, and she always will be. And we thank him for that. We got our sponsors, Surfing Madonna Oceans Project. Mike is down there. He said I could help out with their project, but I would have to learn how to swim, so I'm not doing that. Our other sponsor is, we got Biosculptures, had a great ad campaign with the Coast News. Who all saw the ad in the Coast News? Hopefully everybody saw the ad in the Coast News with Trish's picture in it. All right, I am going to introduce our MC extraordinaire, if she is all ready to come out. She's been doing this for quite a while, and she's going to keep on doing it. Here is our MC for the night, Marit.
Oh my goodness, you guys, whoa. Well, is Bryce amazing? Oh my goodness, is she amazing? Yeah. I confess to her that in the early 50s, my two neighbor friends and I took the skate wheels off of those clamp-on skates. We unscrewed them and screwed them to a 2x4 about that long. Yeah, that was a skateboard. Who knew? Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you for putting up with me getting old. Yeah, I was here when this place was built, too. I'm 75, right? Bryce is 21. We just span the entire spectrum here. And she's going to come to my poetry group, Awaken the Poet Within, at the Encinitas Library, second and fourth Saturdays of every month. Okay, and as they come up, I want to tell, my name's Mara Anderson, and I like to begin the slam by howling. I started doing it, and it's kind of a thing, so please join me. Howl, yell, clap, make some noise for free speech for Encinitas and for these poets. Yeah. Ow, ow, ow! Ow, ow, ow! Ow! Woo! Damn, that feels good. Okay, poets. And deal with being blind.
Go back and sit down.
Hi, everyone. My name's Princess Desser.
Hello, Encinitas. My name is Anna Stout.
Hi, La Paloma. My name's Quincy.
Hello, I go by Mace, part of the PWC, the People with Culture.
Good evening. I'm Sib Vicious.
Hey!
Hi, everybody. Happy full moon. My name is Jordan.
What's up, people? This is Ra'ed, also with People with Culture.
Bear Wolf, a.k.a. Poet AF.
Hello, my name is Robbie.
Howdy, everyone. My name is Jessie.
Hello, I'm Gwen Calderon.
Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe. Ross McKendrick.
Hello, I'm Emily. You don't have to clap for me, thanks so much.
Now, the main part of this whole contest is we have judges in the audience, and I'm going to number them right now. Let's start round number 1.
The sacrificial poet, you guys, performs, and the judges will score the poet. However, those scores aren't going to count. Okay, so he's going to get up here and perform for y'all. The judges will judge, and you get to practice. And thank you, Ross, for being our sacrificial poet. And they always leave alive, so the sacrificial poet is a safe job. Give it up for Ross.
A Post-it note stuck on the glass reminds me to go cut the grass. But I didn't do it. Instead, I said, screw it, and sat in a bar on my ass.
All right, thank you, Ross. So are we ready to start, Danny, with the first poet? Okay, I have Quincy, and then up after Quincy is Reed? Is that right? Ra'ed. Okay, so Quincy's first.
Day 10,972, my 30th birthday. In my youth, I was nearsighted for so long, living hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck, chasing the high of the next wave, until I decided to get my eyes checked. The optometrist gave me a prescription to see the things further away, a little more focus on relationships and retirement, and a little less of the day-to-day. They say your eyes weaken with age or the years of staring at the sun. They develop a sense of what's important rather than a desire for pure fun. Because I chased visions across the horizon over and over, again and again. A thrill, a pill, an unending will to keep going, without really knowing. But now I have a reason. Maybe my vision's changed, or maybe it's my life's new season.
Okay, thanks Quincy for being our first poet. Okay, so now Raed, did I say that right? Right, I think.
A step on this land thwarts my original plan and contorts my body in the sand. Remaining here brings excitement and fear, unsure whether it's the weather or the sky is filled with tears. Aghast, I collapse, must be a heart attack or a blast delivered for my past. Is it my fault or just an earthquake fault? Salt on my wound that halts these thoughts of mine, like resting on a mind I'm sure to find out with time. I just hope it's in time. I've heard about the collective homicide, leaving some blind and others paralyzed, bodies defined by their general shape and size. Atomized and anonymized, unalive, while the killer stokes his pride. I am not of his kind. Fire fills his eyes. He uses me as tinder for his own demise. Filled with anger and hate, he seeks to debate. I try to elaborate that my fate belongs to the most great. But before I could say anything, he fired straight from his waist at a high rate. Sounded like screams of a siren, folks admiring his bravery and passion. But I'll send him packing. When I get strong enough, they'll witness my reaction. And that of the factions, they stay well practiced, like football matches. Give me the racket, and I'll smack this smile off his face. Make him regret his racist hate. It's not my fault I can't relate to his misplaced hate. It's just fate that I retaliate and break apart his soul, expose it to the cold, rain, sleet, or snow. 10 toes down in his military compound. He didn't expect a small town boy to be handy with the toy. When I pull it back, he'll be seeing Freud. A sick month to destroy him and his whole convoy. Unto him I'll deploy the millions into the void, hungry and unemployed, deprived of that which they previously enjoyed. While you look annoyed, my presence here is to confront this fear. So lend an ear before you lose your life, full of tears, drenched in fear, tired after combating the years, managing through the loss of your peers. It's severe. The sign of the times couldn't be more clear that we are here to persevere.
Good stuff. Thank you, Raed. And next is Princess.
You look at me like a mirror you never asked for, the kind that shows the truth without flattering light. You squint, as if my existence is a personal insult. Every time I inhale, you label it defiance. My joy made you flinch, because my light was proof of your darkness. You mistook my lines in the sand for arrogance, my tenacity as treachery, my healing for rebellion. You didn't nurture like a loving mother. You designed a minefield instead of a home. You hurled words like knives. You shut doors like traps. Slammed fists like punctuation. You wanted to silence me, but each insult sharpened my tongue. Each strike taught precision. Each wound became another layer of armor. You threw your blows and watched me stand again and again, resenting the way I refused to collapse. You expected a reflection. You got a revolution. And I know it killed you, watching me break cycles you mistook for tradition. I transmuted everything, every insult, a jewel in my armor. Every blow, an opportunity to pivot. Every dismissal, a reason to stand even taller. I took your venom and turned it into medicine. I recycled your rage into rocket fuel. I hammered your cruelty into something holy. A shield so radiant, everything that meets. It was meant to harm me, but it ricochets off. You taught me resilience by trying to erase it. You showed me power by forcing me to find mine. Now I walk through fire like it's familiar ground, wearing every scar as a badge of honor. I am not breakable. I am the badass you inadvertently created. And for this, I thank you.
That is fierce alchemy there. Whoa, okay. This is our fourth poet, Anna.
Okay, I just want to say, a couple months ago, one of my neighbors put up a little flyer that said, "Oh, poetry group at my house." And I called her, and she said, "Well, you better start writing." So, so I started writing, so I just loved this opportunity to be able to read to you. Thank you very much. Okay, this is called She Has Me. The crazy one calls and leaves a message. Someone I do not know, camped in my former driveway, looking for my brother, who also used to live there long ago. She wants him, but she has me. The neighbor trying to help with something she doesn't understand, a mad woman spewing woe coming from fear, sitting in her car in my old driveway next to her current driveway. She needs to do something. The neighbor gives the crazy one my phone number. She calls, praying for my brother, Lucas, to rescue her from herself, wearing her mental illness like a too small jacket that makes her squirm. He has built a wall between them and will brook no door or window. She almost destroyed him in the past, years ago, far away. She is an emotional arsonist, burning bridges by compulsion. She has no one. I hear a voicemail this morning, dated 2 days ago at 2:49 a.m. "Anna, I need Lucas. I'm getting arrested. I really need his help." And I can do nothing. She wants him, and she has me.
Congratulations, these first-time performers. Okay, so we're having number 5, and it is Brother Bear. Thank you.
Rejoice in the small penis. Celebrate the small penis. Embrace. Anyone? Embrace the small penis. Now, I'm sure quite a few of you probably don't agree with this, and I really must confess that if I had 3 wishes, I'd probably waste 2. And to be completely honest, it wouldn't be totally for you, but imagine what we could actually do if we would just rejoice in the small penis. Now, I know what you must be thinking. That feeling in your stomach is certainly sinking, but it's going to get to the point where we're not even going to be able to afford the gas to get to work. And at the risk of sounding like a complete and total jerk, open up your fucking eyes and recognize that America is the primary target market for the SUV. And I'm not even whipping out my microscope to closely examine those monster trucks bucks jacked up to the sky, but every time I publicly question why, some guy overcompensates by telling me that my ass is grass. Well, I'm sorry, bro, you're a little late, because the price of gas is already kicking my ass, and maybe we should just all just smoke that grass so we can learn how to just chill the fuck out. Perhaps a joint effort is exactly what the doctor should prescribe so that we can learn to just enjoy the ride and maybe even celebrate the small penis. Now, I'm not even going to try and flatter myself into believing that size doesn't matter, because after all, why would a guy get his tongue pierced? Twice. So, I promise to be nice if you're left unsatisfied, because in the end, boys will be boys. So, I'm all good with bringing in a few toys and maybe even inviting a couple friends, but we've got to ensure that this fun never ends, but we have got to stop trying to pretend that this isn't the most ridiculous issue in thrusting our society today. I mean, why else would we pay $1.4 billion in just 3 months for Viagra? Now, this whole mess would be a lot less tense if men didn't lack the confidence, and I'm not even going to try to touch the NRA, because that cliche, well, it's far too obvious, but maybe, just maybe, we would be able to elevate our own flooded-out poor if our junk wasn't always stuck in someone else's stupid war. I mean, come on, people, what do you think missiles are shaped that way for? Now, if we could just drop our American bully way and keep our overinflated egos at bay, maybe we could actually make this tiny Johnson's big day. And maybe we can open up our minds to such radical concepts as fair housing, healthcare, equality, and acceptance. And maybe we wouldn't have to bust our asses 60 hours a week just for a mere pittance. I mean, seriously, folks, imagine how much better would be this place if someone would just look the GOP dead in the face and say, "We embrace your small penis!" Now, even if you don't agree, just take a moment to step back and take a breath and see that it really is the little things in life that count. Those subtle, insinuating sideways glance, going to the dance even when you ain't got no rhythm, trying to work out a system when we'd really all just rather be going our separate ways. I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe it's time to unite and fight for the little guy and celebrate and embrace, please, embrace the small penis.
Shall we have Bryce play a song? Yay! Yeah. Hope that's all right with you.
Just a little background. All my life is changing every day in every possible way. Sing along if you know it. And all my dreams are never quite as it seems, never quite as it seems. I know I felt like this before, and now I'm feeling it even more, because it came from you. And then I open up and see the person falling here is me, a different way to be. I want more, impossible to ignore, impossible to ignore. And they'll come true, impossible not to do, impossible not to do. And now I tell you openly, you have my heart, so don't hurt me. You're what I couldn't find. A totally amazing mind, so understanding and so kind. You're everything to me. We want more, impossible to ignore. Poetry slam galore.
Okay, our next and thank you guys for, donating whatever you donated. We give it all to the poets. Okay, next is Zimbabwe.
The title of this poem is You Should Have Seen Me When I Was Rico Suave Babwe. When I was young and confident enough to tell you everything you needed to know before you bothered to ask, I was the extremely admired, universally attractive Rico Suave Babwe. Whenever I walked into a room, everyone's attention shifted directly to me. It did not matter if the room was large or small. It did not matter if I was jogging through a public park or casually strolling through a local shopping mall. Ruggedly handsome face, perfect teeth, winning smile, muscular physique. These led to many predictions from people who knew I was unique. You should have seen me when I was Rico Suave Babwe. That was when I met Loretta, or maybe I should say, Loretta met me. Gorgeous and single, she was 23, and even though I was only 19 at the time, I told her I was 23 too. If I still had my fake ID, I'd take it out and show it to you. Loretta believed me. I was slicker than slick. And for most of that summer, you would not believe how much she liked my Ford Pinto station wagon. The model with the back seat that folded down flat. She replaced her inhibitions and wrote my name on her personal welcome mat. Unfortunately for me, Loretta discovered my chronological fabrication before the end of that year's summer vacation. On the way to the beach, I stopped at a store where Charlie, the owner, gladly sold to minors like me. He never even asked anyone for ID. Enter the LAPD. Charlie and I were cuffed and stuffed. Loretta was shocked. She screamed at the cops, "Why is this happening? How could this be?" One cop smirked. Charlie didn't ask for ID, and Rico here is carrying a fake. He needs a few more birthday cakes before it's Miller time. Loretta exclaimed, "He's committed no crime. He's 23, just like me." Johnny Law replied, "His fake ID might have fooled you, but it didn't fool me." Loretta was mad, contacted her dad. I had to call my mommy to throw my bail. And when I got out of jail, Loretta was waiting. I was correct to suspect it was the end of our dating. And this is what she said. Aside from advice I got from my dad, "You're a piece of shit liar. Lying is bad. Get out of my life. I'm finished. I'm through. I'm done with you." Maybe you shouldn't have seen me when I was Rico Suave Babwe.
Thanks, you guys. And next is Mace, and after Mace is Gwen.
One with wings must be able to fly free, can't be encapsulated, stuck in a cage or a tree. Most are infatuated by the industry, a burning passion and determination to what I could be, a tangible dream, all in the pursuit to see what one can achieve. Give a salute to the HIP, for a culture that manifested in the early 70s. One where I would assimilate, gestate, integrate, no longer being the black sheep, where B-boys and B-girls got down to the knees, DJs perfecting their technique, emceeing. Something so astonishing, and of course, the visual art graffiti. I believe Dougie Fresh coined the term of the human beatbox machine. Holding these elements close to my heart, never forsaking the aspects of true hip-hop. Forever taking my breath away, alleviating the stress and pain. The sounds of the boom bap got me intoxicated. Ted, so profound and precise, were the cuts of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Can imagine the atmosphere of 1979, standing in awe, explosion in my mind, jaw drop. drop to the flow. Gotta pick it up, cause it's my time to shine. With the grip of the mic in my hand, feeling like a wizard at the prime. With the wand being the pen and the canvas life. Words written down on the page, my spells can't be denied. Like Gandalf the Great, you shall not pass. Got unfulfilled prerequisites, your skill not quite equipped to step up to the master of the shit. You're a novice while I'm ate up the lockpit. Keen coming in through the door silently, very incognito. My mastery henceforth in the lab, developing formulas not yet exposed to human beings. Doing it out of love for the children, must recognize the origins, the foundation. DJ Kool Herc, Afro coming about a Grandmaster Flash, 1973 in the South Bronx, South Bronx.
All right, thank you, Mace. Okay, next is Gwen.
Tank Top Blues. Studio 54, world's most famous nightclub, 1980s style, where the fancy and famous people danced, drank, and partied the night away in the city that never sleeps. As a shy 20-something, 1980 New York City, the Big Apple, knitwear designer, Fashion Avenue, added to my resume. And a competition comes my way. Studio 54 called a best-dressed competition, goddammit. Wearing a very sheer black wrap skirt, fabric swirling, topped with my hand-knitted, Gwen-designed tank top, shocking pink fluffy Angora rabbit fur yarn with curlicues hanging off like lamb's tails or penises, your choice, darling. I got dressed, legs shaking, startling myself at my audacity, excitement staggering, and slip on the 6-inch heels, impossible to walk on, strappy sandals, and I hail a cab for the 2-block hike. Studio 54, lights and music blaring, the beautiful people dressed to the nines barreling out onto the sidewalk, and I noticed the gorgeous blonde beauty, miniskirt like Mary Quanton Twiggy from the time called the 60s. Luscious, petite, she hustles down the aisle runway, then slowly stepping down the stairs, 6 foot tall, blunt cut, cigarette dangling, animal fabric trousers suit, breasts bared, a tall, gorgeous human giraffe. From a distance, I observe the scene. Vote for me, please, the shy immigrant kid, not the beautiful blonde or Amazon woman with the perfect breasts. I've worked so hard to be here. I deserve this. The competition heats up, voters beam, ecstasy-filled screams, and dreams die. 50 years later, the Angora tank top, the sheer wrap skirt, and the black strappy sandals all still live in my San Diego closet. Dress-up clothes now, 3rd iteration, and the story gets better and better each time with the next generation. I know that if my granddaughter could vote, I would finally win Studio 54 Best Dressed Award.
Yeah, watch all the chords, Gwen. Thank you, Gwen. That was wonderful. What a wealth of experience in this room. And next we have Robbie.
This hotel is full of lesbians, he tells me. Mike is a multimillionaire. I can use his real name because it's so basic, and if I get sued, it'll be my pleasure. I can't lose. He goes to the YMCA every morning via the company car. The valets at the hotel all try to avoid the task of driving him. When he walks upon the driveway to request this shuttle, we scatter like insects, seeing the long tongue coming. He's in his 70s, always dressed in sweats, and I never thought the old man doing laps in the community pool could have enough money to buy it. $1 million is only a fantasy to me, but I have thought about getting old and buying diapers one day. This hotel is full of lesbians, he says, as we're on our way to the Y. 2 of them have the room right below me. I could hear them slurping fish all night. And then they talked about it another hour after, saying, "Baby, your tuna tastes sweeter than greeting cards," and all this filthy shit. The whole country is overrun by lesbians, apparently. "And they're ugly," he screams. "Must be the only women on the planet who have genitalia that's prettier than their faces." Mike has a wife, a former CEO of a Canadian fashion company. Does he ever go down on her? Bad Shakespeare in my brain. Do rich men not go down? Doth only a pauper eat out these days? "I'll be in hell soon. I don't give a shit," he says. "It'll be warmer than Canada anyway." He gets out of the car after giving me $6. But before I have a moment to consider Sappho or the precarious social standing of lesbians in America, Mike comes back out. He says someone shit in the pool. It's closed. On the ride back, not much else to report. He calls a few of my coworkers faggots, my boss a tranny, and Donald Trump the dumbest of us all. But it makes sense to him, this last one, because, quote, "You can't have homos and ladyboys going around." Yes, I hope hell is warm for him and wet, bleeds once a month, and queefs hot mockery in his face when she's done with him.
Thank you, Robbie. Who is Sib Vicious.
A Tale of Shoes. He came to the eastern land, wobbled and worn, in need of a good shoe. And all around him, smiling fat female vendors offered their wares. Comfort, beauty, craftsmanship. But what he chose, the sleek black pleather sandals, cost him all of 99 baht. Thereafter, he journeyed back to the village of his youth and lazily perched on a bamboo raft. One shoe was taken into the murky swirl, nearly lost to the human eye. When sorrowful and bent, he emerged from the water, all hope vanished. There it bobbed on the edge of the lake, a master of its own demise. Rejoicing and strong, he made his way to the south, to an island paradise of white sand, coconut trees, and prostitutes. He ate to his fill and beyond, until his churning belly cried out in pain. But on the way to modest accommodations, the shoes became confused. And oh, what witchcraft is this? He emerged from the coach with another man's shoe. One shoe still held the appearance of the familiar footwear. The other was now a worn and dirty thing. And how unmercifully the people stared, mocking him with tongue and eye. He grew mournful and weary. And then, joy of joys! In the market stall, he found a new shining pair and struck a bargain for 150 baht, sleek black Nike Sports size 10. And thereafter, he settled down to rest, to reflect and drink. The sun was warm, the breeze cool, the palm trees swayed in silhouette of the blue sky. And when he rose to depart for a stroll along the beach, oh, what unmerciful gods were at work here. There they sat, 2 identical pairs of black Nike Sports size 10. The tale of the shoes spread far and wide. Children gathered round to hear the saga. Grandparents swore they bore witness to some part of said events. And whatever happened to our hero, the man whose shoes became legend, it is said he journeyed back home to the West, where shoes are in such abundance they grow on trees. And there he lives in pleasurable peace with nearly 100 pair.
Thank you, Sib Vicious. Next, I'm sure you guys know who's next. Jessie D.
Dare to place yourself in front of a mirror. Remove the blindfolds that have shielded your eyes from the glaring light. That protective coverage of your inner world. Step from the shadows, open your eyelids, and meet your own gaze. What do you see peering back? Does it lift your soul, send blows to your belly? Be gentle. Look inside those glittering eyes. Forgive those hands for the harm that they have done. Forgive those lips for the damning words that have escaped but were not meant. Forgive those ears for not hearing the words deeply needed to be heard. Release those acidic tears like a stream blurring the vision before you. Let those tears wash you away, and with them, paint a novel version of yourself. Take your time, let your fingers guide you earnestly, and marvel at the creation that you have curated. Thank you.
It's especially good luck if the train goes by when you're performing. Yeah, okay, thank you, Jessie. Okie dokie, last poet is Jordan. Okay, give it up for Jordan, folks.
This is called The Revolution is Within. Can you feel the energy of revolution in the air? The people demanding a greater level of care. The hierarchy of power and control based in fear. Profit over people, the matrix to which we adhere. A people divided, so we are blinded from seeing that we are all one and powerful beings. An us versus them, dehumanization, blaming and scapegoating, stuck in victimization. How do we go about bringing about change? Is it anger and violence? Do we continue to cast blame? Can we sustain a revolution outside of ourselves if the conflict within us continues to swell? As within, so without, the saying goes. These systems are mirrors of our internal woes, reflecting our history of trauma and oppression. The survival dynamic will require transcendence. What if we take a moment to look within, to explore our inner landscape where peace has not been, to find where we have given our power away. When our minds are in shackles, true freedom can't stay. Let us heal the turmoil that has plagued us inside. To fight the darkness, we must first feel our own light. We must surrender that which we cannot control and take responsibility for our actions and roles. Grace and compassion reveal the path we dream of. To find the way forward, we must first feel our own love. Stepping into our truth and power, we cannot be controlled. The illusion of the enemy can no longer hold. Only then can our voices truly be heard. A choir of harmonies proclaiming the word. When the flame of revolution is lit from within, our collective torch of change will at long last win. Thank you.
That was another first-time performer on this stage. Thank you, Jordan. Woo! Doesn't it feel good to perform, you guys? I mean, this is like a win-win situation. Congratulations to all these brave and talented folks. Now what happens, Danny?
We're going to get Mike Redmond up here.
We're going to get Mike Redmond up here? You mean the Mike Redmond that runs Surfing Madonna Oceans Project?
Hey,
Hey everybody, and what an honor for Surfing Madonna to support such a great organization as the Full Moon Poets. And big thanks, a big one of our awesome board members, Kathy Carey, for writing the grants that took care of all this stuff. Yeah, like this and a whole bunch of other cool stuff that Danny does all over Encinitas Arts Colony. And the great things like Halloween. Danny will be playing with us Halloween night, right? Yeah, get back up here, Danny. And, yeah, he's going to bring out his jaw harp to Ruckus at Halloween night. And, you know, Danny, the man, Mr. Encinitas, you all for bringing the vibe as we present Danny with the special Medal of Honor, the Special Surfer Award. There you go. All right. There he is. All right. Thank you so much, man. All right.
They do great work with kids that would never, ever have gotten in the water, let alone on a surfboard. And they put a smile on their face that just warms your heart. So, all right, I'm going to put my glasses on.
Those are heavy, aren't they, dear?
I don't want people to leave. So since the slam is dedicated to Trish Duggar, my wife Norma, who's back there somewhere, asked me to read a poem by Trish if we had time. Do we have time? Yeah. It was written for Norma's birthday 21 years ago. Everybody been to Bob Nandiga's E Street Cafe? That was the first party they had there, was my wife's birthday party. And Trish wrote this poem around this time of year, and she has kept it in her, Norma has kept it in her treasure chest as one of her most special gifts ever received. To quote Norma, this poem might not be one that Trish would perform at a slam. To me, it rates a 10 and represents the best of poetry, as Trish always did, evoking emotion, imagination, images, response through her majesty of language. And so I'm going to stumble my way through this poem. Autumn of Adagio. Days of early dark, lingering shadows of late afternoon. Autumn in its maze of golden haze, hallways leading to dizzy, moisture-laden mornings. Trees releasing yellow, red, brown leaves to announce the dance. Bare branches flaunt spiny needles. Sodden leaves cover the ground underneath, once emerald canopies. Spring's past, summer too, winter's bearing down fast. Love this season, this autumn, this fall. Embrace its bravado. Dance to its flaming adagio. Twist and turn, twist and turn, twist and turn. Trish Duggar, September 15th, 2004. And she wrote in here a P.S. to Norma. You are in the beautiful summer of your life. Of course, that was 21 years ago. Now it is late summer. And I realize I've been doing this slam for 25 years. Not sure how that happened. But this poem from way back when is reminding me that maybe I have gone a little bit too long. And I know that out there somewhere, there is a New Moon Poetry group ready to take this over. And we'll see what happens in the future. I know one thing. In 2028, we will be doing poetry when they celebrate 100 years of the La Paloma.
So do we now want Jordan to come up and perform? Yes. Pretty good night for a first-timer.
Okay. So this is called Divine Feminine. The awakening of the Divine Feminine is upon us, that sacred life-giving force residing in each and every one of us. having been silenced and oppressed by a world upside down, aching for nurturing and compassion scarcely found. As the deceptions of patriarchy are widely revealed, and the wounds of sexism we internalized are healed, though our past contributions have received little credit, and telling her story would require major edits. How frightened the world has been of a woman's power, regulating wombs, burning witches, and electing hateful cowards. But the feminine will not be held down any longer as the truth is exposed and our voices grow stronger. We are not looking for revenge or to play the victim. We are claiming our rightful place as leaders of emerging new systems, where the lopsided prizing of the yang is transcended and the value of the yin in all things is comprehended. A balance so exquisite between doing and being, a harmonious interplay of initiating and receiving, reconnecting to our deepest emotions and intuition as we soften and flow and help guide the transition from an old earth plagued with depravity and greed to the new earth abundant with love, joy, and peace, where we lift each other up and rise together. As whole, complete beings, we don't fixate on gender. Bringing heaven to earth, everyone is included. As we lead the way forward, we are firmly rooted in the wellspring of wisdom provided by the divine. It is time for the feminine to let her light shine. Thank you.
Jordan, you rock. Okay, Brother Bear is next.
In the age of algorithms, nothing is true. The data is driven, and the vehicle is you. Stop, look, and listen to raining death on the airwaves till you feel a comfortable numbing just between your ears. Free thought lulled into a dead calm, passiveness, subliminal mind rape, the assassination of the soul. Lifetime programming for women, programming women. Movies for guys who like movies. No sissy boy chick flicks allowed here because everyone knows that real men still don't cry. They get even. I can't tell if I should be terrified, troubled, irritated, or just plain pissed off at this quagmire of electrical currents trying to drown us all in the wake of 15-minute fame. Xbox, Netflix, satellite dish, how many channels do you wish? 100 million billion to choose from, but do any of them actually teach you anything even remotely close to real? Synthetic clothes, pathetic shows, what's in, what's not, what's new today? Shit, punk, that was old yesterday. Well, warm, wet mud, blood of our mother is scarred and infected with cold, hard concrete and steel. Birds and bees and flowers and trees are battered and bruised by self-starting signs, everywhere a sign of one great big festering neon misdirection. I have a suggestion to keep you all occupied. Learn to swim. And for just $19.95, for just $24.95, for just $39.95 plus postage and handling, you too can own a piece of the American dream. But what they don't tell you is once you buy into that vacuum, you have to spend every waking moment of every day, of every breath, of every time you wish you had the time just to stop by and say hi. But you can't, because you're too busy trying to crawl and climb and rip and rend and tear and hope and pray just to survive, catch a glimpse of the sun, and if you're really lucky, maybe you'll get to steal a 2-hour window into the lifestyles of the rich and famous. Because when the sun burns out, we'll light the world with tiny glowing screens. Well, Encinitas, I know where to find those birds and bees and flowers and trees and mud and blood. And I refuse to waste all my time wishing that I had more time with you. So when you come to my place of business, you'll just find a simple sign. Gone to the Full Moon Poetry Slam. Thank you.
You guys, is this a great live show or what? You cannot get this stuff on Netflix. Okay, thank you, Brother Bear. And now we have Robbie.
There's a poem called Cockroaches. I am always overdressed when I come home from work. The neighbors are fond of reefer and littering. My suits, my ties in this neighborhood look about as honest as the police. So I was topless when I went to the bathroom one day, coming home from the swing shift, and I recoiled in a womanish manner, cupping my little nipple with the hand at the sight of a large cockroach on the tile floor. She lay on her back, probably the result of a toilet fall. Maybe my fate too, one day. Those mealy legs of the roach squirming in the air. I went back to the main room and put some shoes on. But no, she was too big for that kind of stomp. It'd be too intimate. I had to get a book. And this is the strangest literary selection I've ever made. I, who angled bookshelves in the apartment so that from any position there's literature in sight, now searching for which tome is the best for the bug murder. And once I saw it, I knew right away. MLA Handbook, 4th edition. I could tell who went to college over here. I put a shirt back on, too, just to protect my nipples in any case. Then I moved fast and dropped the manual of letters on my enemy. Guts and wings and shell and legs. Splat. Despite any attire, anywhere in California, I'm reminded in a past life I could have been a roach. Or in the next one, damn it all. I don't know about any of that, but I'm quite sure roaches don't know they're roaches.
Oh, Robbie, thank you. And Jim.
This is called A Shield of Books. Walking home alone every day after your bike gets stolen lonely, and today you lost your lunch money hungry after you cracked your glasses angry at everyone. The weight of books provides the illusion of protection from the snarling Doberman on the corner. And if he jumps the short fence, you decide to feed him hardback copies of Old Yeller and To Kill a Mockingbird before he bites your leg. What's left of those 2 books plus your copy of the New Testament should be enough to undo the voodoo of the shadowy porch witch who sits in front of her haunted house and stares as you walk past. Of course, the walking to and from school has never been about trudging through miles of snow in worn-out shoes. But if you know, we live in an increasingly weird maze of fractured values, broken sidewalks, and inexcusable force employed to inflict pain and suffering, you know. Don't dare to step on the cracks, especially when some whack job decides the pen is not mightier than the sword and makes this ugly twisted point with bullets. 4th and 5th graders know this.
All right, thank you, Jim. So, Mace?
New homes being built, destroying nurseries one by one, slowly disappearing, and turning my head every which way, construction occurring like a demolition derby, full speed ahead, ramming into the enemies. However, it is not my neighbors nor the fools down the street, but the suckers running the city, the rich folk I don't see, allowing developers to create and destroy, putting up walls to keep us divided as if our town was some kind of toy, some kind of experiment. The end game to increase dividends, but this ain't child's play, yo. We're not rats in a maze, can't manipulate the masses to believe what you say. Living revolutionarily, a rebellion is on its way. Like Technique said, the AK symbolizes jihad, the struggle in which we all partake, but only a mere few individuals participate to keep the culture raw and true, essence of the old school. No whack rhyming of the 3 main food groups: money, bitches, drugs, what they force feeding the youth, what many can't help to consume, a false facade to keep us confused, so people may conform, be comfortable with the views, no longer searching for knowledge nor attaining new skills. It seems that we've forgotten the true definition of a savage, a term used to identify many indigenous tribes with means to dehumanize my ancestors, casualties of genocide, being raped for our land by Europeans, exporting natural resources, exploiting our port of command. We're not the ones who hopped on the ship and sailed across the ocean. Europe was going to shit, struggling to find a solution. Original immigrants, the pilgrims, the audacity of Columbus to call natives Indians.
Thank you. Okay. And now, Raed. Thank you.
Judge number one, this is for you. All right. All right, for sure. Free Palestine. Their plight, your sight. Their fright, your sacrifice. Their fight, your long night. Their strikes long after midnight, your strike at the heart of the fight. Their excitement at the horizon, your sun joined by the hundred, so they send projectiles at children straight ahead, right for their heads. Let death declare them dead. This pen dictates the world's end. The final words of martyrs and men. I can't pretend that my heart's on the mend, but today's a new beginning. The brush is clearing. I'm seeing clearly. I hope the suffering has some meaning. From nothing to appearing like a flower blooming out of season. It's the feeling of a dream that follows you after you're done sleeping. So I awaken with the fire of the patient, destined for liberation. Your walls and tanks cannot faze me. Your drones and codes don't rattle my soul. I'll stand in opposition until I'm ripe and old. Feel free to judge and scold me for rocking the boat. Apologies, but these are only the moments that I have to spark my focus and read the locusts and vultures. Both are known for their hatred and scam. But the sons and daughters of Palestine, they ought to be embarrassed of their lies, instead of trying to disguise the truth which they have mystified, a history which is well-defined and which I am inclined to harbor and bring back to life. Thank you.
Thank you, Raed. Who is next? Gwen, and after Gwen, Anna.
Comments required, please. This is an homage to Brian Eno and his book, What Does Art Do? Why do we write, paint, sculpt? The notes, the words, the clay, and the paint that define creativity, allowing the artist to celebrate a craft, a choice of being bold or staying silent, of entering a space that delights and scares, and sometimes even torments, but the need to create words and shadows on a page is ancient. How right it feels to commit to a craft that leads to contemplation, to joy, or sometimes to exult in a book or a poem or a piece of music in its completed form. But then we wait because everyone is a critic. Life teaches us to be. Whether a friendly opinion or a paid journalist teasing apart, word for word, a book, a poem, a painting, or even an honest teaching moment in all sincerity that shatters the confidence and courage of an artist. Creatives run the risk from flattering words that caress to those that sting like a loud face slap. How do we look at art or listen to music or read poetry? Mary Oliver, Langston Hughes, did they ever receive bad reviews? Alicia Keys whacked across her musical knuckles. Bad Bunny, Leonard Cohen, Elizabeth Bishop, Picasso, so respected. But all the world's a judge, and yes, we learn to view art in all forms by critical reviews. Yet wait, who is this critic with a poisoned pen? This observational review from a solely personal perspective. What is the intent, and for whom? The ultimate discovery. Take a breath. I chastise myself. Slow down, poet. Find your feet in this world, because this is a new space for you. So anxiously, here I stand, my poem in my hand, placing my dream in yours. I honestly await your critical applause.
Pretty perfect poem. Thanks for the assistance over there with the light. Okay, what great word slinging here tonight. And last but not least, we have Anna, our final poet.
Okay. This one's called Not My Life. I should have printed it in larger print. I have a life. Nothing so exciting, just something I have to do, I guess. Making decisions, recovering, or rejoicing afterwards. That's about the size of it. Nothing so exciting. Yes, I put in my time, took the steps, answered the call, you could say. But now, all that's gone. I wonder, what does it matter? Why did I do it? Here in this home, surrounded by other aged beings, everything seems so inconsequential, so transitory, and some days so meaningless. Would I have ended up here today if my decisions were different? I see my neighbors, forgotten parents, childless couples, workless CEOs, homeless housewives. We are all the same here, regardless of the decisions we made. Food in, poop out, find something to do with your time. I can't help thinking of my parallel lives, where I made other choices and, hopefully, arrived at an alternate destination, somewhere better, somewhere with meaning. There's no meaning here. Or if there is, it's hiding. Perhaps in the balloons we see lifting off across the street. I contemplate often my reason for being. Real reason, I mean. Not taught religion, but what's coming up inside of me. Why are we here in this particular time? I'd like to know. I'd like to truly understand the nature of reality. Otherwise, what was the point? The crying, the pain, the emptiness. What I hate most, if you haven't guessed, is the emptiness. The lack of something or someone to engage with, to push and pull. I pull, you push. Now you do the pulling, and I'll push you. Seesaw, back and forth, pushing and pulling, breathing in, breathing out, creating meaning from emptiness, living, I guess. What was mine, I see now, was only visiting. The important status I craved, only so much flimsy. Like cellophane sat too long in the sun, brittle, disintegrating at your touch, resembling itself no more. Still, I like to call it a life, and it is my life.
Hey, thank you, Anna. Okay, guys, thank you, thank you. That concludes our second round of poets. And when the judges tally all your scores and do all their mathematical stuff, we'll be down to 3 folks. So that will be our final round.
Oh, no, I got another poem. This one is called Leroy. I always think about Leroy. He was a quiet little guy. We usually walked behind him under clear or cloudy sky. Never really needed much. His GI smokes and his gold tooth. Stuck in the middle of right and wrong, looking for the mountain yard truth. I showed him his first Frisbee. He threw it upside down. In the heat, he was our hero. In the calm, he was our clown. And the way he threw that Frisbee is the way we left his town. His name really wasn't Leroy. It was something like Lawong. I never had a chance to say it. So long, Lawong, so long. And now, we got the, it looks like we got it. We're going to do one. Oh, we don't have it. Let's do a quick song. Bryce?
Also, I just want to say thank you, Danny, for enlightening us with your poem. That was beautiful. And this night has been one of the most much-needed nights for me, so thank you. And thank you to my best friend, Ziana, for coming. I am an old woman named after my mother. Old man is another child that's grown old. If dreams were thunder and lightning was desire, this old house would have burnt down a long time ago. Make me an angel that shines from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard way to go. Today we're at the Poetry Slam. Thanks, Danny, for hosting these wonderful poets, inspiring me every day. How can a person go to work in the morning, come home in the evening, and have nothing to say? Make me an angel that shines from Montgomery. Make me a poem. Let's get this show on the road. Thank you. Woo, and goodbye.
Our final 3 performers will be, in this order, Jordan, Robbie, and Brother Bear. Those are the 3 finalists, folks, out of 12. Jordan, Robbie, and Brother Bear, congratulations. At least y'all are going to get a book and a towel. I mean, that's cool, right? And money. Woo! Yeah, okay, Jordan, let's go.
I'm a slam virgin, so this is very exciting. Okay. I hope there's no kids here. Okay. So this is actually a little something that I wrote for my inner child, and she requested that I read it, or that I perform it for all of your inner children. So if it helps to close your eyes to access your inner child, go for it. I can't see you anyway, so. Dear inner child, my sweet honey, you are so precious, valuable, brilliant, magical, radiant, beautiful, inside and out. I love you unconditionally and accept you exactly as you are, because you are perfectly imperfect and uniquely you. You are a blessing to this world, and your gifts are exactly what this world needs. Let your light shine bright, my darling girl, my darling boy, my darling child. I am here for you always to support you. Your feelings are valid, and you are safe with me. You have no need to worry. You can relax. You can exhale. You can play and laugh and feel joy. Everything is going to be more than okay. You can let go of control. You don't have to please anyone or perform. You can just be you and allow yourself to be taken care of. I've got you. God's got you. Life has got you. Your guides and angels have got you. You are surrounded by warmth and love always. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. And finally, Brother Bear.
Before I start my poem really quick, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been on this stage, who's performed, everyone who's put this together, the theater that's here. It's because of spaces like this that people like me are alive today, because these spaces were available yesterday, and that's the real work, so thank you for doing that real work. I wish I could jump up on this mic and tell y'all to step off, because I'm about to burn you with the friction in my diction, because recently the Supreme Court keeps making decisions based solely on one religion, which is really just a front for this patriarchal prison, and I'm getting really fucking tired of fighting oppressive systems, so I've been hitting a wall, y'all. And this writer's block shit has got me feeling small, y'all. Because I'm supposed to be able to smith my words and craft my style, because there for a while I thought that I needed to be heard, but maybe I just needed to hear myself think. So I could gather my thoughts like a gathering of nations without the hesitations of a society of convenience where everything is supposed to save our time, but nothing ever seems to get done. So run, rat, run, because that's how things are done these days. Push through the maze, push through the haze, learn to breathe through the graze, learn to see through the days of this 8-day-a-week overtime craze, or learn to become nothing but suicide slaves. In the land of the supersized and the home of the slum, there ain't no time to grow old, because you ain't even allowed to be young. Well, I intend to fight fire with a sharply honed tongue, but poetry is more than poet me. It's poet you, and poet true. Having the courage to turn this soapbox into a platform so that we can shine the light to the shitstorm of the norm, because enlightenment has found that this shit going on out here, this shit ain't normal. And our rights are being blocked like a decaying bridge just waiting to collapse under our train of thought. So they're trying to train our thoughts by taking away from our schools music, theater, and art. But we sure can fill in bubbles with number 2 pencils. Just marking stencils for future marketing status quos. And I don't know where any of this is going to go, because lately my flow has been hitting a wall. And this wall stands tall, like the one that leaves people imprisoned in religion shopping malls, instead of just kicking it in the halls of karma where good deeds actually still mean something. Instead of just being a list of things to do to get your soul through in hopes that someday you might get to earn those wings, but there's still something that we can't quite grasp, and we are being trained to be afraid to ask, because they don't want us to know we were all born with these wings and the ability to sing. No, they'd rather have us kissing some false idol's ring, leader of a kiddie porno ring, and they say that he's closest to God. Well, what's it going to take for us all to recognize that all we got to do is just drop all this shopping, step out the door, stop talking when we pray, and learn to listen some more. But alas, this too shall pass. So at least I live in California, where I can kick back, listen to some dope-ass poetry, and smoke some more grass, and try to pass through these bricks of ego and this mortar of fear, because you see, I didn't come here tonight to slam. I came here to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and sit down and shut up, because I'm tired of banging my head on this wall, and I'm sick of feeling small. You see, I came here tonight to unblock my rights by listening to you all. Thank you for encouraging my behavior.
Dude, Brother Bear, I love that you like take the mic and do what you want with it, then you put it all back so neatly. That is so polite.
Point spread. First place was 85 points, second 84.5, and third 84. So I say this to the poets, whatever direction they come, to the poets who are the total sum of humanity, preachers and ponder eternity. We'll stick with the poets. It's you and me. And here's the winners.
Third place, Danny's going to be in charge of the money. Third place is Jordan. All right, Jordan. $120. Jordan writes at the library, folks. You can get her autograph. Wonderful. Hey, now do we want them to stand? Winners, stay up here because we're gonna need to get we're gonna need everybody to be sort of still and get a good photo of the winners, okay? So, second place is Robbie. Give it up for Robbie. $200. Robbie's buying the drinks. Really good job, guys. And first place is Brother Bear. How much money? But wow, you guys, check this out. $480 for Brother Bear. Woo! Yay! Oh, you guys, congratulations.
Writing music save your feelings for tomorrow. So you don't like to bring up a smile.
Take lots of pictures of Jordan. The first medal.
One, two, 3, but my emotions are